So I guess being relatable becomes harder the more money you make.
Yeah.
Which is why I guess people like both J. Cole and both Kendrick, you see, they start getting very everything's a theme now.
Yeah.
It's easier to them. So if you see the J. Cole, because they're like, I can't rap about being poor per se, but I'm gonna rap about the art of. I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
But I also think that's a hip hop aesthetic because if you look at young Jay-Z on the come up, gold chains, diamonds, got all the swag on, the hats, and then the moment he became a billionaire, he just said black t-shirt, dreadlocks.
What's good, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of the POPcast. We're coming to you live from room 130 here in Sandton. And before we even go anywhere, we've all just been admiring the very, very beautiful surrounding. Forget the fact that I'm surrounded by two beautiful ladies, but place I think it's giving something. Of course, never rolling by myself. Got my co-pilot right here, Miss Cosmo.
What up? What up? This place is
How you living?
Beautiful.
Looks nice today. Nale, something youthful.
I decided, I must just bring out my youth and make sure I look pretty on the side today because it ain't my show.
Shout she enjoys this. Look at that, you sitting like this.
I'm lounging today. Like Sipo always lounges every episode. We're out here at room 130. Beautiful revamp. If you came to room 130 previously, obviously you know that it's a Habli bar. It's got a nice vibe, obviously drinks, daytime, and then obviously you go to booth a little bit later on. But the way Bashapile was up, because the aesthetic, it's looking so clean. I actually want to come through just, sundowner vibes.
I might even smoke a hookah, who knows? I'm anti-Habli, but I think today I might even get into the vibe.
Yeah, but please don't put the coal on the couch because
it's only a matter of time. You see how beautiful these couches look? Let's just hope that the people don't start ashing on these things.
Yeah, please.
Of course, we have our amazing guest, Twiggy, joining us today. How you living?
I'm good. How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's good to have you. It's good to have you. Hopefully, we won't get you into too much trouble. We'll be talking sideways sometimes, yeah?
No, I'm in trouble too. No.
With the rappers and the people in the game.
I'm out of hip hop.
Really?
It's the best thing to do, I'm telling you right now. If you want peace in your life, I think now also Ms. Cosmo might change her whole tune. She might stop playing hip hop because
you're too much.
My first love. I still love hip hop, but you know what? If there was ever another genre I would play, I'd probably get into Gom.
Is it?
Gom has my heart 110%. Like there's something about
right?
There's something about I think it's a Zulu-ness in me that also comes out when I say, hey, watch out now, sing again.
Straight into some music news, of course. We were just talking off air right now about Comair, which of course is British Airways and Khulula, going off the skies. The file for liquidation. We now have less planes in the air, meaning the ones that are there are now going to be charging exorbitant prices. How do you feel about this whole Khulula situation?
First of all, I feel like everyone should have seen this coming because Khulula and British Airways have always had a bad rep. Like, I've never heard anything good about them.
Really?
Yes. Flights are always delayed.
Yeah, you're right.
Or cancelled. Yeah. But I heard, I don't know if it was on Twitter, that apparently the other airlines aren't allowed to increase their fares.
Now they actually are allowed because how airlines price they have their own pricing system of how they do, and it can change literally every minute. Sure. So right now they're going to take advantage of the fact that there's a high demand.
Yeah.
So they need to put some extra planes out there so they can charge a lot more. I was just looking at flights. I mean, if you guys fly Safé, for example, then you'd have known that Safé can be under 1,000 rand depending on how early you book your ticket or which airport you're flying to. Right now, 3,500 rand one way in Cape Town from Joburg, Lanseria Airport.
That is crazy.
That is insane.
And I'm just sitting there going, Cape Town can wait. Yes, it's cold.
Even though the weather's actually warm in Cape Town right now.
Exactly. Yeah. They've actually got more summer than we have right now. But it is a bit tricky, especially for a lot of people who were flying those airlines. And the fact that they actually put out a disclaimer from 11 p.m. the day before. I was like, bro, what if I want a 6 a.m. flight?
That time you're
You
sleeping.
know what I mean?
Like,
You know, like when
I'm
you're going to
sleeping
camp.
early because I've got an early flight, and now you're telling me on Twitter, not via email, not via SMS, not via
But surely
WhatsApp.
they notified them via.
But no,
Probably a
please,
text,
please,
Nyana.
please don't travel in the morning. What if I'm not on Twitter?
Yeah, they said, please don't go to the airport. You know what they ask you? Please make alternative plans.
Yeah,
Don't
just-
come to the airport. It's
just-
going to be weird for you.
Just book a bus. Something will get you to Cape Town, but it's not gonna be us. That is tragic. And for someone like me, I used to book a lot with Khulula, to be fair, because Discovery Vitality,
Yeah.
discount Nyana. So I'm hacked because I'm like, where am I gonna get my discounts now?
Yeah.
You know? And it's also tricky because I know a lot of people have been booking ahead of time. For instance, I was looking at flights to for Cape Town for Rocking the Daisies.
Yeah.
And I was already planning to say, okay, I'm gonna book my flights end of the month. That plan is out the
They
window
said,
now.
bye guys.
Everything has gotten very, very weird. And I mean, not only are fuel prices, even cars are expensive to drive. Flying has become ridiculous. Cooking oil is expensive.
All amounts of
But
oil.
cooking oil yesterday, I said, okay, this is what everyone was talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 liter cooking oil, 100 rand, no.
You still cook.
Who, me? Hey, but what do you mean still cook? Is there a reason why I should stop cooking?
I mean, we all saw the episode.
You know what? You know what? You know what? Nah, I'm not gonna let you distract me or drive me up. My cooking is delicious. It's been tried and tested. Those are some haters, but this show is not about that. Right?
Tiki, you saw it now.
You should get Mama
You
Molly
said
on
that
the.
with your chest,
Yes.
cooking oil.
Yeah.
It's okay if someone else is cooking.
You know? You
I-
actually could have just
I gotta
ordered from
do that.
Mama Molly. She would have delivered it nicely.
That's what I'm saying
And then you
now.
could have pretended like you made it.
Yeah.
You should get her on the show.
Oh no, my mom will drag you guys. She's been dragging me for filth on all my YouTube videos. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
that's enough.
It's tricky out here, but I guess we're going to have to find the other airlines and see how we
Yeah,
manage.
for now-
Because now we don't have Mango.
Guys,
we
I
don't
just
have
stayed
Khulula.
home.
We don't have British Airways.
This is what I'm saying.
What
The
are we
cost of living is actually too high. Let's actually just stayed home.
Baby, baby, I just want to move out. I want to go somewhere, baby. You know, girlfriend gets Kevin Peeves that telling you, I said, no. I saw Miss Cosmo also subbing her own people, craving a trip somewhere. You know, girlfriends. oh, I'm just craving a Terminal Ale departure. Something, Yana.
Terminal
When you see
A.
those things, you say, not
Down.
now. We're still dealing with cooking oil at the house. Before we even get to these flights. Anyway, it's some music news, of course.
Yes.
GiGi LaMayne was celebrating a milestone on Apple Music in America, where she
Yeah.
hit 50K plays. Well done to her.
Shout
That's
out.
cool.
She's doing such big things. I remember she's she was traveling internationally just
Yeah.
recently. She was out in Vegas, she was doing some stuff in Atlanta. And what I dig about GiGi is that she's doing the one thing that I keep imploring all artists to kind of do. Just book a flight and go.
We
Get
literally were
yourself
speaking about
out there,
this.
because this thing about sitting and expecting someone just to find you, how many artists are there in the world for them to recognize you?
Especially
and
in
then say, let's
America.
fly you out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There are so many of them out there. We were literally speaking about this like earlier that our artists wait to get booked. And it's like, how are they going to know about you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to invest. It's not always glitz and glam at the beginning. When you're doing the
Yeah.
groundwork, when you're putting up your own money, when you're going to places where people may not even recognize you. You know what I'm saying? We're literally, like Twiggy was saying, just off air, speaking about, Focus been out the country for quite a long time.
Oh, it's been like 4 months
You
now.
know what I
I don't
mean?
live here anymore, guys.
Like,
He's did a whole tour in America, and I like going to see those videos just to see the crowd's reaction.
Yeah.
And I like seeing positive reaction, because even people, when they don't recognize the artist and they're like, who's this guy? He has such a vibe that people are vibing to it. They're getting to know you. You know what I'm saying? First you go there, you introduce yourself. You can't expect people to just like bump your music randomly and then be like, where's this guy? Or you know what I mean? You have to go and introduce yourself to certain markets, even locally. You know what I'm saying? Going to people never leaving Joburg is a problem for me already. You know what I'm saying? When you go to Northern Cape, when you go to Limpopo, deep in places that don't always have big artists come to them. It's people there that show the most support. You know what I'm saying? People never want to go touch those places because it's not the glitz and glam of Cape Town and Durban and Joburg. But yeah, investing in yourself and traveling. Shout out to GiGi LaMayne. Like I said, she's also done some stuff outside there. And clearly she has a market out there that appreciates her. So it's good to see that she's making those moves. Locally, sometimes things may not work out for you, but you know what? If you focus on building yourself, that audience outside of South Africa, it's the only way to grow. Now you see, especially hip hop artists, when they didn't take advantage of that big momentum that they had, how are they gonna book you? How are they ever gonna care about you in the UK or book you in Botswana? if locally you're not popping.
Yeah.
It's tricky, this
I
thing.
want. So yeah, go back. What did the scoop say? The Willie Studio scandalous.
Scandalous sound right now.
Right now.
But big up to GiGi, man. That's how she's getting those 50K plays. Is because she's getting herself out there.
Yeah.
She's getting herself in places where, like you're saying, they might not know you, but they're gonna get to know you because they're seeing you, and they're like, oh, okay, who's this person? They'll Shazam you, and then there you go, 50K plays. Shout out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Staying with streaming news, Anati had his solo albums removed from streaming platforms, had the internet in a big buzz. I think it's always funny that we enjoy things. Anati's been quiet for a while. And then to see anyone come out like, hey, why are you going to remove my album? Like, my guy.
Like, wait.
Like, whoa. Like, I bumped that. I'm like, yeah, man, there's this jam in there that I be jamming all the time.
I'm so heartbroken. I love that album so much.
Yeah.
Especially because he's disappeared for so long. He hasn't released music in so long. We all go through those moments like, I didn't actually listen to some Anati because like, I missed the guy. Then you just said, sorry guys.
But what's the reason behind that?
He followed it up with a post that says something about valuing yourself but never selling your soul or something like that.
Yes.
So I think this is probably a business decision where there's probably some label type situations where he's not satisfied about the current deal. So instead of sacrificing, I guess, money or any sort of advance that he may be looking forward to is not working out for him. So I think it's a business decision, not so much just removing the thing.
Yeah.
Because he spoke about valuing yourself and not selling your soul. So I think he's alluding to the fact that, hey, you know what, that thing wasn't right.
Hey, and we know Anati. Anati is one person who doesn't need our money.
No.
If you know anything about Anati.
If there's one person who doesn't need that royalty check, it's Anati.
Yeah.
You know? He's the one guy who's just like, I'm doing this for the purity, for the music. Yes, obviously there's business decisions, there's things behind it. And of course, everybody wants to make money out of their music. It's just not something that he's going to sell himself for, like he's mentioning. So, hey man, clearly there's a bigger plan behind this. I mean, even Ricky's album was apparently removed, Family Values. And I think for everybody else, for listeners, we're all trying to understand the thought behind it, because you can put out a cryptic tweet like that, but at least make us understand so that we don't get angry. Because I'm mad, like I listen to ears when I've got those, those days where you're just like, hey, let me just shut out the noise. This is the album that's gonna feed my soul.
Trying to connect with the underground gang.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm so sad.
It's very disappointing, honestly, because I think he doesn't realize that like his fans aren't like, we need the music. Yeah. Like, it's disappointing. Like, just let us know what's going on. But isn't he into those NFTs? Yeah. So maybe he's gonna try to find a way.
You're right.
To like
he's very much
his music.
He's very big on NFTs at the moment. You can even see he even changed his name on Twitter to actually say anati.eft or something like that. I don't know, ETF.
No, first of all, I don't know what those things are. That NFT.
Yeah.
NFT, crypto.
It's those things.
It's very, very hard to understand. One of those things, have you ever seen that video of the guy who's saying, you can put the dog in the fight. It's not about the fight in the dog, but about the dog in the fight. It's not that's how it is when people are trying to explain crypto. No, fine. It's like it's a coin, but it's not like But then NFT, it's like a picture, but it's just your picture. But it's a special picture, but it also lives online. And then you can Every time people are trying to explain it, just like it's okay.
It's like you're just putting your money in something that you don't know where it goes, but it just goes there. And it's there. But it reaps rewards, but not really a lot, but somehow it comes back.
But these things, like I said, technology, sometimes it advances a little bit past our understanding at some time, but I think like we always catch up eventually, and then it becomes accessible to everybody.
But we're going to catch up in like the next 10 years.
Because we can't even get Wi-Fi correct.
Wi-Fi, electricity, man.
I'm still crying about cooking oil. As soon as I'm done with the price of cooking oil, I can wonder about NFTs.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with other things. Before I even go to the internet, I tell like a boxer. Cooking oil. Man.
Bulk, because you can't buy close by anymore.
You come to my house and buy 10 liters of cooking oil. Mind your business. Don't be asking me no questions. Some more music news, of course. Moonchild dropped an album, and she got a shout out from RuPaul.
That's insane.
That's put the album out there. See, that's again, we're building on the conversation we just had about putting yourself out there. Moonchild, if you know anything about her, when she started off with her career, her focus was very much those European tours and getting herself known out there. She did a lot of traveling outside of the country and solidified herself a fan base out there that continues to serve her to this day. So, I mean, RuPaul giving her a shout out,
And I think she's overseas right now.
She is.
Yeah.
She's busy. And mind you, all of her tour dates are like a day after the other.
Sure.
So I've been watching her team's Instagram stories over and above hers. And you can just see they're just like, yo, they don't even know what country they're in. That's how much every day they're like, Spain one day, Sweden the next day, Switzerland the next day, then they're going to Portugal, then they, and that's the momentum we need.
Yeah.
Because, and mind you, on some of the stages, she's jumping on with Gorillas because she's got that collaboration with Gorillas. So it's really dope that they still value her as much to then say, yo, we're going to put you on for our sets, come out here, get yourself on a plane, let's do this thing, because she's getting herself expanded to the rest of the world. Yeah. I'm loving it, man.
Absolutely. Shout out to Moonchild. One thing that always gets our tongues wagging, that gets us debating every single year is always the summers.
Yeah.
Once again, the list has come out of all the nominees. Were there any surprises that you saw there? Anything that you thought was a red flag?
I was surprised, and one red flag was the tweet from City Press.
What did they say?
The most tired award show makes a return. I said, which one is this one?
Did they hire that Musa guy to write the headlines?
Guys, what's actually happening with journalism is a bit scary.
I was very stressed by that tweet coming from City Press. And the thing is, I had a lot of faith in City Press because they've always kind of maintained a bit of a standard.
Yeah.
You know, like you can see the other ones, maybe you're just like, you guys are getting tricky. But City Press always just maintained, we're coming with the facts, we're coming with the news. That tweet, I said, down with the dogs. Okay.
Are they not expressing how everyone feels?
I mean, you're not supposed to have emotion when it comes to journalism.
True.
You know?
You're supposed to come through with the facts. So you can see someone at City Press was just like, sack. It's like, nah.
Or maybe they're just trying to trend.
Yeah,
I feel like everyone is like says controversial things just to trend. So Libona, as a newspaper outlet,
very tricky.
They just decided, let's just jump in.
But nonetheless,
it's very, very difficult. Everybody's just trying to be relevant on the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, musicians speak now that the labels are knocking on their heads every day to make something for TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that you're doing, labels are like, yeah, but where's TikTok
music?
I saw, the band Florence and the Machine.
Yeah.
Florence was complaining from the Machine. She's like, they want me to make TikTok music. I don't even know what to say to these guys. Have you heard the music that I make?
But she actually makes good TikTok music for like the travel aesthetic type of.
Yeah, but the thing is,
vibes,
the thing is, it's difficult for an artist to then say, I'm going into the studio to make a TikTok hit. Because now you're taking away the creativity of music speaking for itself. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that's the difficult part that kind of comes into play. So, hey man.
Oh wait, I want to hear about your thoughts on the summers. Sorry.
Yes, I think one glaring thing was that on the best male, I remember people were like, Blackie only got one nomination, which was like on best hip hop album and I think a best hip hop song. That's the only way he appeared. He doesn't appear anywhere else with Artist of the Year, Song of the Year, or Best Male. He doesn't appear there. The Best Male is just House Guys.
That's tricky.
You know what I mean? So that was the one biggest complaint I saw from everybody. Blackie's probably done more than a lot of artists this past year, especially. You know what I'm saying? First of all, the work rate, but also the hits, the plaques.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's touched on all the achievements you need to. It's not like he was just like a bubbling under or just relevant to the hip hop market. He was very, very relevant on radio.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing, and that was the only thing I really care about. The summers consistently disappoint me every year.
Yeah.
And I don't expect anything of any value every time I tune into the summers themselves. The award show itself sucks.
Yeah.
And now, happening in the past 2 years, everything went online. They took advantage, but online, let's go. But they found a way to save money.
You know what? I really hope they bring the noise this year. I really hope they bring the effort and the energy this year. I still believe in the summers because I believe in the idea of the summers. Yeah. And I'm hoping, because what everyone always complains about is the execution. Right. It's not necessarily about the award show themselves, because people appreciate what a summer is and what it represents.
Yeah.
And how people kind of get the categories and the nominations and the awards. So from that perspective, the actual idea, I'm still 100% behind it. I still believe in it as a South African musician, as an artist myself. So I'm just like, guys, please hire the correct event company to put it together, because that's where they go wrong.
In South Africa.
For me, it's about how they put it together for the TV show. The actual night itself is the problem. It's not the awards, because the artists still submit every year because they believe in them as well.
Yeah.
So I am disappointed about Blackie not getting more nominations, I won't lie. I really feel like he's put in the effort for him to deserve a little bit more. But maybe it's also going to put more fire up his ass to kind of then say, let me prove myself again. Let's see how
when
much
he's
further.
been carrying hip-hop on his back.
Girl.
My boy must
do you know
have
what also,
serious back problems.
Do you know what also is the difficulty in this thing? Is that the nomination process also is reliant on where you apply for.
So do you think he didn't submit?
It's a possibility. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm saying it's a possibility. You could submit for just hip hop, and that's the only place you'll be nominated for. You might not submit for Best Male, or might not submit for Best Newcomer, or whatever the case is. Maybe, I don't know where RISA kind of looks at the different types of categories, but there's a certain submission process where you'll say, this is what I'm gunning for.
Yeah.
And then maybe they'll decide on the other nominee, like Best New Artist, I don't think they can submit for that, but you check or whatever the criteria is. But the thing is, it's twofold. That's what I'm saying. You know?
You know what another thing I think is that I think we fail to progress in South Africa a lot in terms of like where the world is moving.
Yeah.
Yes, everything is not about content creators, but that marriage of trying to be relevant in this market, I feel like the Summers have an opportunity to breathe new life into themselves by bringing in relevant people, content creators, to help them create a new show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you look at American award shows, they never leave them out. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's BETs or it's Billboard Awards, they find a space because they know that the internet is kind of running things. Don't you think that there's an opportunity there to maybe say, okay, the Summers, instead of making it bringing TV presenters and making the show old and stale, maybe there's an opportunity to use so many TikTokers, so many. It could make
Which would
something
actually
more
make
exciting.
sense, especially with the music and TikTok right now. Like,
I
But
hope
there's
they've
so
got a
many-
streaming category, because that for me was one thing where I'm like, guys, in the age of where music is right now, where a music shop doesn't exist, you can't be relying on just physicals anymore. Streaming is a huge play.
Where do people buy physical copies?
I don't think they make them anymore. I haven't heard of an artist who's actually burnt a CD in ages.
I haven't seen a CD player in a long time.
So when going back to Family Values being taken off, I was like, oh, at least I still have the physical copy. Then I was like, okay, but where am I going to play? Like,
in your car, baby.
Yeah, in the car. But other than that, it's like, true.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult. But I hopefully, I feel like maybe there's an opportunity for them. I think it just needs youthful people around it. When you see who's in charge at the Summers, then you realize what the problem
Everything
is.
makes sense.
Can't be our dads still right now. Come on.
And you can't convince them, hey?
You
can't.
And they'll say, I've been working in this industry for 50 years. And say, 50 years too much, my bro. It's time to go. But that's the case with everything that's got to do with anything of stature, whether it's government, whether it's Khulula, whether it's the Summers. Hey, man.
Our dads, as soon as they can find an opportunity, they're not letting go.
Yeah.
They're just going to sit there the entire time.
It's tricky.
Anyway, moving on. Earlier on, we were speaking about artists traveling, artists seeing the world. Off camera, I know Twiggy and I were having that chat as well. I think to build on that, very interesting, Kendrick Lamar, of course, just came back with a new album, obviously touring, big promo around it. And recently he was in Ghana. And we just saw now that he's dropping a documentary about his time in Ghana. And the conversation online kind of changed, and it's people now saying, a lot of artists, especially Black Americans, like using Africa as a backdrop for their healing, for their getting in touch with the motherland, the diaspora. But half the time, doesn't seem like they're actually doing it justice. It just seems like they're just using it as a marketing tool, pretty much. What do you guys feel about this whole Kendrick Lamar and the conversation around that?
I feel sorry for Americans.
Really?
Yes, because they don't have like a culture of their own.
They do. They have hip hop. They've got like...
Yeah, but I feel like maybe for them, they don't feel like it's enough and they want to go like right back to their roots. They don't know how else to explore this.
So you're talking from a history perspective?
Yes.
Okay.
Right? So I feel like when they do these like dockies and like come travel, it's like they feel like they've found a place where they can belong. Because you get to Ghana or Nigeria and you're like, damn, these people are really like proud of where they come from. Like there's sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
It's YouTube, girl. We
There's
have
jollof at like every restaurant, whereas like with South Africa, for example, you can't go anywhere and just order mukhodu. Do you know what I mean? Like the heritage and culture is very strong in those countries that I feel like they feel like, oh damn, like what have I been doing in America this whole time? I finally found a place of belonging. So I feel sorry for them. Like they just feel like they need, to feel connected
to something.
But you can't be connected to McDonald's and hip hop.
Do you know what my problem is with them? And I understand what you're saying. Yes, you can feel sorry for them in a certain stage, but then the irritation that really comes in, and I think what a lot of Africans kind of stick to is they tend to ban everybody. Like they don't do their research.
Yeah.
And that is the irritating portion, because it's like, okay, sharp, maybe you're lost, maybe you're trying to find yourself, maybe you want to know where your ancestors come from, maybe slave trade kind of, displaced you, and now you want to see where am I actually from. Sharp. Do your research, not this thing of, I'm in the motherland. There's 54 countries in this continent, my brothers and sisters. Please, can you learn exactly which country you come from? Because we all have different origins. We all come from different places. If your origins are in Ghana or in Nigeria or in Cote d'Ivoire or whatever the case may be, then find it and then connect there. Don't come to South Africa and say, oh no, I've got Nigerian family. Okay, then go there. And then connect there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That, I think, is where everybody kind of has a unified irritation with that specific thing. But, hey, man, if they want to come to the motherland, our doors are always open. You know, they don't close here. There's open sesame for everyone.
Don't you feel like it helps Africa as well with the tourism? Like, if
it does.
Kendrick is, like, spending months in Ghana, then, like, all the people from the UK and America will be like, oh, okay, let's go check out that place in Africa. Let's go check out Africa.
Look, Africa right now is definitely becoming more marketable. I think lots more people are realizing that, okay, things that we've been shown on TV all our lives is not the full picture. You know what I'm saying? It's not just fucking giraffes and everything running around. If you still think like that now, it's a little bit embarrassing for yourself.
Yeah.
Education is fun. When these guys are trying to learn something about Africa, you know what I'm saying? They've never been here before, maybe, and they land in a Botswana, in a Ghana, in a Nigeria, whether they've traced their roots to or not, we can talk about that a bit later. But if you're visiting and coming through, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like the guy must just give it the necessary respect. Which is like the first thing is definitely say exactly where you are. Stop saying I've just landed in the motherland.
Or I'm in Africa.
Or I'm in Africa, y'all. Where are you? Even I don't know where you are. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, I'm also in Africa, bro, but I don't know I can't tell where you are from this picture. You're in Kente cloth, but you're in Namibia. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? So I think giving it the necessary respect about where you're going is good, because then you're educating your American followers.
Yes.
They're like, oh, this guy went where? Oh, he's in Namibia. Oh, this is what Namibia is about.
Yeah.
This is why he went there.
Yeah.
This is the reason why. And then you're promoting it in a positive way. Then people are like, oh, that's dope. Well, if you're out in Ghana, I remember Russell Simmons' son, what is GiGi?
Yeah.
When he was out in Ghana, and he was also having a good time out there, going to festivals. I felt like that showed a little bit more respect. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, I went on holiday, but also I just wanted to I heard Ghana was a dope place, so I just decided to visit it. You know what I'm saying? Off the bat. I didn't come here for any other reason but to just come check out the place and hang out with the artists there and find out about the movie culture and whatever there. And he was promoting it in a dope way.
Yeah.
So I feel like when you do it like that, it's cool.
Yeah.
Just as long as you come with respect. The minute you start landing, you came here to shoot a music video with someone, like when the kids were coming back in the day, and it's just immediately the safari, then back home, it's just like, my matter, I need you to
give us more.
I need you to give us a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? And visit, actually. Like when we go to America or when we go to the UK, when we go anywhere else, we show it in a positive light, don't we? When we go see, this is how black people are living in the UK. This is how black people are living in New York. We're excited to go to Brooklyn. And we know even they may be the richest spots, but we're like, I want to go to the hood in America and kind of see what that. And when I'm there, I'll speak positively about it or show it in a positive light because I'm excited to see how black people are living everywhere else around the world.
That's the one thing I loved about Travis Scott when he came was he's the one artist who came and didn't post about the Lion Park.
Yeah.
He was like, take me to the hood. And he was in there, Alex, chilling with the kids, dancing with them, And for me, I appreciated that a little bit more because he even said, this is where I'm at, South Africa, in Alexandria, with the kids. We're hanging out, we're doing the right thing. As opposed to just, saying, no, I'm out here with my homies, with the lions. Like, no disrespect to the Lion Park. Everybody must go there and visit, yes, support.
No, I don't think people should
But it's just irritating when those are the only pictures that are posted.
But now, so do you guys have an issue with the grading? Because I saw that was a big chat on Twitter that people don't like the grading of how the documentary is already looking.
It was dark.
It is.
But where's the poverty filter? Let's put it on them.
It's that Hollywood Mexico filter. Every time you're watching a movie about drugs, and one time they're in America and everything is true to eye, and then as soon as they get to Mexico, suddenly there's this sepia. It's brown, it looks dusty, somewhere in Morocco, somewhere. Like, do they even know? I don't think they even be going to Mexico to shoot this shit half the time. You know what I mean?
They just change the filter. And they go to Miami and they change the filter.
They go to America, suddenly they go to America, it changes now. Welcome back to fresh air. You know what I'm saying? So it's that respect thing. Hollywood constantly, those little tropes that they do to make it look worse than it is or whatever. Or to only show a certain, you know what I'm saying? If he's doing a documentary, I'll be interested to see, is he going to show all parts of Ghana? You know what I mean?
Not knowing
In this
Kendrick, guys, I
documentary.
really don't expect him to show anything
I
other
saw him with a
than
little dreadlock, that little thing.
no,
I was already bored.
that vibe.
Do you know what? I actually have faith in Kendrick. Kendrick only. I don't have faith in any other artist because Kendrick's been here enough times to realize that there's different parts to Africa.
Yeah.
He's been to Durban, he's been to Johannesburg. I remember when he came and he did the tour here and he actually came back on his own accord to come and visit.
Yeah.
And then for him to go to places like Ghana and also then feature in different African countries, he looks like the type of person who'll do his research before he actually then says, okay, let's get this thing rolling. I do think he might put in the Povo filter. I'm not gonna lie.
It's already there. It's
You know,
trailer.
the trailer, it's already looking tricky from the filter perspective, but I think from the content he's gonna show, I think he might put a little bit more respect in it.
Yeah.
I hope so, man.
He seems like the type. Maybe I've got too much faith because I love him, but I don't know.
I feel
hope so.
I don't know. I think he will like show respect in how the documentary is like plays out, but I just don't think he's gonna show a different part of Ghana or whatever like outside of Povo.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't show
I really
use
don't
poverty
think
as a
so.
backdrop because we are here in Africa. We are aware of
And they
poverty.
get shocked that we have
Because he's
buildings
also
and
not a
skyscrapers.
flashy person. Do you know what I mean? So Iba, it's a spec to be humble and like
All his wearing white t-shirt. Gucci Nyana Kendrick.
next.
And really, my boy likes complaining even about J. Cole. This guy has got to just grow the dreadlocks, no showering anymore, just wearing white t-shirt, blue jeans, the dead, the dead swag that they're wearing every day. But these guys are multi-millionaires at the time. We forget. You know what I'm saying?
You really do forget.
Even his album cover, his current album cover, Wazy is in a
That aesthetic
one-bedroom
with the
apartment
bedroom,
with they're sitting on the mattress.
Yeah.
The kids are not wearing clothes. You know, it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Kendrick? Yes, we understand you didn't grow up rich. But I feel like sometimes, as I said, the poverty spec, it bothers me sometimes.
Yeah.
People just using it as a forever and ever. And when you're ridiculously rich, it seems
It's
like...
just disrespectful.
Yeah.
But
Someone's
guys, no.
To people that don't have money.
I guess there's a balance sometimes.
Okay, I understand the balance, but sometimes people also then complain and they'll say, no, Kendrick's changed. He doesn't give us the same content anymore.
Yeah.
We want the old Kendrick and not the new Kendrick. Because that's what happened to Kanye when he was flossing about his money.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, you want the old Kanye who was in Chicago, who was rapping about taking a bus and taking a train.
Yeah.
At what point do you guys want artists to actually express themselves? Because maybe this is his self-expression. Because you guys are going to want MT to then say, but you got money now, my brother. You can't still be the hustler. The hustler is the guy you fell in love with.
Yeah. I won't lie. I don't think we'll ever be satisfied with anything that any artist ever does. And that's just what it is.
That's the problem.
Look, I think we're here to complain. We're here to complain. We'll complain forever about everything all the time. But I feel like it's important to have the conversations just to, I guess, to see where we are and how we judge artists. This thing of I like the old person also. It's like, I don't know Kendrick. I don't know the old Kendrick. I don't know who that guy is. You know what I'm saying? I only know the famous Kendrick, the successful Kendrick. So that's the guy he's going to present to me every time. So I don't know him when he used to suffer. You can rap about it, but I don't know who the guy is. I just know the guy that you are right now. So there's always, you can say that, and at the same time you can be like, but he's from the hood. That's where he's from. You know? So what's wrong with every single album if he goes back to take the picture, even in the corner there, and then gets back into a Ferrari? That one is not in the picture. So I guess being relatable becomes harder the more money you make. Yeah. Which is why I guess people are like more J. Cole and more Kendrick. You see, they start getting very everything's a theme now. Yeah. It's easier to them. So if you see the J. Cole, because they're like, I can't rap about being poor per se, but I'm gonna rap about the art of. I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
but I also think that's a hip hop aesthetic because if you look at young Jay-Z on the come up, gold chains, diamonds, got all the swag on, the hats, and then the moment he became a billionaire, he just said black t-shirt, dreadlocks.
Yeah, but I say it's that thing where people like saying
that's why we don't understand, guys.
I
think that's what it is. We don't have money, so we don't get it.
Exactly.
I think if I can also make a few $1 million, I'll be like, guys.
Less.
It's the guys who just got money yesterday with the Dior shirt head to toe. Gucci, everything. It's just,
now
like
you're a handbag when you're walking
just
around.
cleared. This check, it cleared, man, but even you couldn't believe it. So he said, I'm just going to go to the Gucci store. I start with the shoes, you say, fuck it, let's go. But once the money is there, you're comfortable with it, you're wealthy, now you're like,
exactly.
But now you go to those people's cribs, that's where you see real money. You're like, this nigga ain't humble at all. This is like a mega marathon, money, if money doesn't change, you perhaps you're not making enough. Maybe that's
We're not.
and we're just not making. One day is one day, ne?
Yep.
Maybe it'll
Because we're sitting just like this, but the time I really Fendi, we've lost it now. Doesn't want to shoot podcast anymore.
That's the problem. Y'all ain't paying me enough.
On to some music news. We spoke about Moonchild's album getting a shout out with RuPaul. Have you guys had a chance to bump some of the tracks in the new album?
Yeah, I love
I
Moonchild.
haven't, guys. I'm in like a. Piano has me in a chokehold. I can't listen to anything.
It's because of Busy Go Conga every weekend. That's the problem.
Mudimu was even playing piano. I said, what's happening? No, but I'm going to listen to all the new music you guys talk about. Interested to hear how you feel.
Moonchild, I've always been a fan.
She's amazing.
She is amazing. She's creative. I love how she always kind of expresses herself on different sounds. And she does this as well with phases. And yeah, man, I think because Moonchild's also a very visual artist, it's one of those things where if you listen to it, you might just feel like, okay, where's this kind of going? But when you see her perform it and you see the videos and you see the creative and the aesthetic, then you're like, okay, this is all coming together now, because she also feels like the type of artist who goes into studio to record because then she's got the bigger picture of how the video and everything and her on stage is going to look like. Yeah. And that's the energy I got from this as well.
Yeah, I think she has that similar thing to Malum Cool Cat.
Yeah.
Sometimes you hear the music and you see the vision and you're like, I know he's gonna give me a visual that's gonna marry so well with this sound that I'm hearing, because sometimes it sounds experimental. Sometimes you're even trying to put the beats together. Sometimes it sounds disjointed because you can't. But the more you listen to it, you're like those type of artists. They're very visual, like you're saying. And when they release the videos and you see them perform the songs, then it makes more sense. Like Kanye West does the same thing. He has this music, and sometimes you're like,
oh, it'll throw you off.
It'll throw you off sometimes. Some Kanye project, some Kanye sound, but then you see him perform it live, and you're like, he's always thinking about how am I going to perform this thing, and then you see the full artistic expression or execution throughout that way. But yeah, shout out to Moonchild. I'm loving the album as well, and it sounds dope so far. Another dope album that I just got into is Tattoo Soul.
Yeah. Woo.
A few weeks ago, we spoke about a Tattoo Soul song, a Mash Beat song featuring Tattoo Soul and Maglera Doughboy.
Yes.
And we both loved that jam.
Fire-flaming.
Hip hop, monade. Tattoo Soul, if you haven't heard of him, he's from Pretoria.
The Pretoria boys are just, they're coming with the heat, sorry.
Pretoria, they're having a good time out there. Yeah. And he has a very similar sound to like 25K. You know what I'm saying? And I think 25K has created a space for more Pretoria artists like Bororoy to rap in that Pretoria lingo. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he has on this album. I think it's called
Life
is Gangster.
Yeah.
Yes.
Life is Gangster? Yes, Life is Gangster, Tattoo's album. I think it's very dope. He's got some dope features on there, like what Aries, Pretoria Boy, connecting. And I love the sound, man. It's a very similar sound to the 25K, but maybe that's probably just the Pretoria lingo coming out. Yeah. But it's a very well put together album, I think. Again, we're speaking to Twiggy about hip hop, and we speak about it all the time this week. For a hip hop artist, I think this is the best they can do, is just be themselves.
Yeah.
Hey, and you just have to be truly authentic to yourself, like you're mentioning, because that's when we're gonna believe you.
Yeah.
The tricky part is when you try to put on too much of a facade, and then it's like, we can see through the bullshit, bro. And that's what is keeping Tattoo Soul in his momentum. His trajectory is just kind of growing and growing. Even with this previous album, kind of did a similar thing. He's always just been like, Kimfana Pitori, this is what you're gonna hear from me. I've got that grungy sound. I dig it because he knows what he's doing and what he's selling. He's creating that lane for himself. The feature with Aries, I think, is a firm favorite for everybody, because anybody who has an Aries feature, you know, the slimes are gonna jump on it. They're gonna say shout outs to you. Really dope song from both artists as well, Aries and for Tattoo Soul. Tattoo Soul on his own, I really think he's one of those artists that we need to pay attention to. Right now, he's bubbling under, and I think maybe Joburg Pretoria is kind of giving him some energy. But the moment everybody kind of catches on, they'll see that spark come through, and they'll say, this is the guy.
Absolutely. Loving the music out this week. Go out there and bump it. Let us know what you think in the comment section, of course. Twiggy?
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. It's been lovely having you.
I'm glad I got to dive back into hip hop and see what's happening.
Get you into trouble, Shane.
With who though?
No, Twiggy.
Nah,
I'm joking. I'm going to take a break. No, because I also feel like I'm experiencing a bit of piano fatigue, where it's just like...
Is it not like 10 hours of piano there where you are?
gong, 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 the whole
The
time.
whole time you're
boy.
just here with your fist.
In the car, same thing. So I actually have to love myself and start exploring other genres. Dive back into hip hop, see what the local cats are saying. It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
See what the locals say.
see what you sound like Kendrick now. See what the locals are doing there in Africa. Yo, come back to the motherland.
I'm gonna come back home, guys.
Yes. There's nothing. Don't get us wrong. There's nothing wrong with piano, but you need to balance it out.
No, there needs to be a balance.
You need to balance it out, and that's why I think a lot of us are enjoying the different spaces that people find themselves in. Yes, piano is obviously leading, but the Afro techs of the world, which are also kind of creeping in and telling us, hey, there's a little bit more than just piano. And obviously hip hop also doing its thing. Nasty C Show obviously showed us that a few weeks back.
Absolutely.
Big ups also to Temba, Da Capo. I'm seeing all these DJs who have got these European dates.
I saw the tour date there, Temba. I've never seen so many dates in my life. I think they exceed the calendar.
Yeah.
There's so many. And when I talk about international, worldwide tour, it's actually mind-blowing. Yeah. To look at it and to see what he's busy doing for the next 3 to 6 months is absolutely...
Summer in Europe, chasing the sun, okay?
I know. And the money that's going...
Yeah, it's because we don't have money. That's why we don't get it.
That's why we don't understand these things. I can't imagine the fatigue you get from that, but I guess the money makes it...
It makes it all worth it. It makes it all worth it, man.
Where can people catch you and what you up to these days?
I'm actually on TV now. I'm on Super Sports, so hear me talk about soccer.
Yes,
I don't know if you can imagine that.
Times to some... I saw you in Europe.
Guys, I was in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm understanding Kendrick where he's coming from. Like I'm actually hearing him because it's different.
Yeah.
It's a cultural shock, honestly. But you guys can catch me on social media, on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok.
Shout out.
So I'm not dancing. But anyways, you can find me there as Twiggy Molly.
What are you doing if you're not dancing? Because I feel like that's the only thing people think that they can do.
So can I tell you, I got TikTok to showcase my travels because that's my passion point. But my TikToks that do the best are transformation TikToks.
Oh.
So this is my signature look. But every time I lay a wig, get a wig installation, the views are insane. So that's what I'm doing on TikTok.
Shout out.
Yeah, we've been trying ourselves out on TikTok.
Sipo and I just said, okay, not gonna make it.
Find your thing.
I think my thing is probably gonna be travel as well, but I don't know.
It's also very easy. It's nice. Yeah.
That's that day. Just travel. Just show a little bit of video. Hey guys, you know those Khulula prices.
Khulula ain't coming back.
even a throwback. Hey, that's time I was in Cape Town before the prices went. We'll start there, but in terms of dancing, I don't know, man. It's
not for everyone, though.
It's not for everyone. Maybe couples content. That's how I got a lover or something.
You see, that would boom.
Yeah, and
people love. I've put up one video of my girlfriend, and everybody, it just went explosive.
Yeah,
I think that's what people want to see.
Hey, I don't know.
Right now, I want to jolling, something.
Anyway, I don't know. You guys will maybe catch me doing other videos. I don't dance. I don't do much, but I'll figure it out. I don't know. I've had an account for almost a year now. I still haven't posted a damn thing.
Just post anything. Something will come up.
Yeah. I think what I am going to try and get into, which I think is really cool, is those those videos, those miming ones where everybody those trending ones.
Oh, yeah.
Where you do something that everyone else is doing and see. I think I'll start there and then I'll figure myself out. We'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Anyway, stay tuned to the Real Views coming up with Miss Cosmo and myself with What Matters to Moochie. From us here at the POPcast, thank you so much for joining us this week. Don't forget to like, comment, subscriber, and of course, share all the stuff. All right.
Yes, and do come through to room 130. Very beautiful venue. We can't get enough of it. I think it's really dope. Come check it out. It is in Santon.
Yes, sir.
What up, guys? This is this week's episode of Real Views right here on the POPcast. So, of course, every single week I kind of give a bit of a rundown of what I've been watching. And what I've noticed is that there's this resurgence of remaking certain shows that a lot of people have kind of fallen in love with. If not remaking, but rather kind of making a sequel or a continuation of a certain story. And Six and the City is one of those where it had spanned for a good 6 seasons, which was one of those shows that we watched as we were growing up in our youth. It moved on to give us 2 amazing movies, which I kind of thought the story was done and dusted. they've kind of then brought that back and they said, hey man, you know what, let's do a continuation of our stories and where we left off. We're now in our 50s. There's newer stories that we can talk about as women in New York. And they've got a show called And Just Like That. Really loving it. I'm sure a lot of the ladies loved it as well as when it dropped last year. However, when I did check out what was happening on Showmax, I was like, there's another thing happening here. Is this a continuation? Is this a remake? Or is this something that I'm trying to figure out whether the directors were trying to do a new angle? Gossip Girl. All the ladies loved the show, whether you grew up being obsessed with what Blair and Serena were kind of doing with their youth. This is more of a continuation than it is a remake, even though it might make you feel like it's a remake. Enjoyed how they kind of put together the show. Still set in New York, still kind of set around the same standards around how Gossip Girl is getting involved in people's business and telling their stories. But there's a little bit of a twist on it with this one. So I do think you need to check it out just to kind of see what that twist is. I enjoyed how they put the show together, the storyline, how things kind of change. And I do think it is going to deserve a second season for this one because it is new school and it kind of incorporates new ways of technology and social media and how things have kind of changed within the youth market. So, hey man, for all the kids out there who are checking it out, that's the one for you.